Is going on YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about an electric bus company that is really up and coming, backed by Chamath, and really there is a lot of great leadership that is actually in the SPAC. And then as we get going, obviously this is going to be a huge movement when you're talking about clean energy. The company we're actually talking about is going to be Proterra, but the SPAC that we're going to be talking about is ArcLight. So if you're interested in this subject matter, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. Before we start talking clean energy and start talking about electric buses, which still blow my mind, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and now it's time to get into the video. Well, it seems like now that electric vehicles have really kind of bursted on a scene, they've been around, we've seen a lot of them start to enter the market through whether it's a SPAC, whether it is just a traditional IPO, whatever it may be, electric vehicles are becoming a movement, and they have been for a while. Obviously, now what we're starting to see are some different avenues being taken from companies in order to provide still that electric vehicle option. But what they're doing is now they're starting to branch off and do some other things. In this case, Proterra is obviously very heavily involved with buses and school buses and just, your everyday community bus. So that is what's absolutely awesome. Now, the thing that really makes me excited is the fact that it's backed by Chamath. Chamath is an innovator. He believes in the future. I mean, the guy is absolutely just amazing. And of course, he does a lot through SPACs. There's no question. He's had a lot of success with SPACs. So when he obviously announced he was going to be doing a green energy, a clean energy, push, and he said at one point he was going to do a massive clean energy movement. Well, this is it. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to provide you some information on really what Proterra and ArcLight is all about, and we're going to see, what you guys think about this. So if you guys are interested in this, comment down below like I said in the intro, because I'm interested to see what you guys think. So swinging on over here. Blank check, ArcLight Clean Transition Corporation is set to merge with commercial electric vehicle company Proterra, with Chamath calls his biggest investment in climate change. Now that was something that, he recently did an interview on CNBC, and he continuously says, I was going to be doing a big time climate change push, and so this happens to be what he's going to be doing. On Tuesday, Chamath announced via Twitter that the special purpose acquisition company ArcLight Clean Transition Corporation will merge with Proterra, taking the clean tech commercial EV leader public. Very, very awesome, and I like how he does it. He's very kind of sneaky and strategic, and some of this stuff sometimes just pops up and you're like, boom, holy smokes, Chamath's making a massive move. So it continues on. It says Chamath led a round of $415 million in private investment in public equity pipe in Proterra with the likes of Daimler Trucks, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity Management, and Research Company LLC, as well as funds managed by BlackRock tagging along. I mean, you're talking about some major players. BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity. I mean, those are some major players. So this is definitely going to have the backing. And, you're going to find out that there's a major tie to the Biden administration inside ArcLight, and really has a big time piece of information and some assistance to Biden. And really, with this being an up and coming thing, obviously we understand that green energy, clean energy, and obviously we're working on climate change. It's going to be massive. One of the biggest pieces of information I really wanted to provide you guys on this entire SPAC deal, really, what is Proterra getting from this SPAC deal? And that's a reason why a lot of companies choose SPACs now. Obviously from a stock standpoint, we have views on why we like SPACs versus IPOs. And, I think that there's a time where companies are starting to like SPACs a lot more than they like the traditional IPO. If you look at how 2020 was handled and how so far 2021's been handled, it looks like a lot more companies, specifically in this sector, are choosing the SPAC route. So swinging on over here, The SPAC will provide resources including $825 million in cash to take Proterra's portfolio of commercial EV tech to new levels of growth on the open market. The transaction represents an enterprise value of $1.6 billion for Proterra. So you're talking a massive amount of money, and really that is going to be a huge kickstart to Proterra. You know, this is a company that already has some things in the works, already has some buses on the road, and you know, that's okay. But now we're really pushing the EV aspect. We're really pushing electrical vehicle. We're pushing, you know, the everyday city bus. We're pushing, you know, school buses, and they're going to be fully electric, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So when you got backing from Chamath, and then you have some major players that are tied with Biden, you know, in this clean energy push, it only makes sense to me. Proterra's saying, because, I mean, this is amazing information. And really, we got to understand that Proterra is one of the originators when you're talking about buses. You're talking about school buses, city buses. So you're talking about some of the originals of that aspect. But now they're taking it a step further, and they're joining the EV push. And so that's where it gets exciting. So swinging on over here, Jack Allen, chairman and CEO of Proterra, said of the move, the transaction enables Proterra to take the next step towards our mission of advancing EV technology to deliver the world's best performing commercial vehicles. In addition, it introduces a partner in ArcLight that has shared focus of sustainability and renewable energy. Absolutely amazing. Proterra is North America's #1 EV bus original equipment manufacturer, boasting over a decade of experience in the industry. The Burlingame, California-based firm also develops world-class electric charging systems. Holy smokes. So right there is another thing to continuously think about. Charging systems, something that is going to be the fueling station, the fueling point for all of these EVs. I've been saying now for a long time, charging stations are the next gas station, and they're going to have to be scattered throughout the United States, throughout the world, because if that's truly the direction we're headed, if we're truly going to be fully EV, they're going to have to be points where people can pull over and charge their vehicles, not just at their house, not just at their business of work. They're going to have to be able to pull over and, you know, charge up, be able to go into convenience stores, get the items they need, just like a gas station. So when you have a lot of these, you know, charging station companies coming out and saying, hey, we're going to start distributing our charging stations, that's amazing to hear. Now, this is going to be significant because now you're talking about buses and you're talking about a charging system that could be for buses. So I'm excited to hear about that. Chamath gave a one-page investment thesis breakdown on Twitter that included some of his reasons behind the Proterra move. However, based on the investor's recent public comments, one of the main drivers in his investment may be putting his money where his mouth is in terms of backing clean tech initiatives. Chamath, an avid supporter of green policies, appeared on CNBC last week, exactly what I said, and he argued that the world's richest person should be somebody that's fighting climate change. And, you know, he was this was branching off of him talking about, you know, Elon Musk, and he was really diving in, talking about Tesla.
Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world as of today, passes Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it's really incredible, actually. I mean, he's somebody I've known for a really long time. I've looked up to him for a long time. And here's what I would say, that he built a great car company, and somewhere along the way, you know, about 5 or 6 years ago, what I thought he was building was an energy company, and that eventually people would realize that climate change actually mattered. And it's taken 5 or 6 years for everybody to realize the same thing, and he's being rewarded. You know, the world's richest person should be somebody that's fixing and fighting climate change. I think the reality is that Tesla is a distributed energy business, right? They are figuring out how to harness energy, how to store it, and then how to use it in a way to allow humans to be productive. Cars are a manifestation, but, you know, solar panels are as well, power walls are as well. And I'm telling you right now, Scott, the big disruption that's coming is to power utilities. There are trillions of dollars of bonds, of capex, of value sitting inside the energy generation infrastructure of the world that is going to go upside down. And when that goes pear-shaped, Tesla will double and triple again. And I think, you know, I tweeted this a while ago that I thought the world's first trillionaire would be a person fighting climate change. It very well could be Elon, but if it's not him, it'll be somebody like him, but it'll be because of this. delivering clean energy, allowing the world to be sustainable, is an incredibly important thing that will be rewarded by markets and individuals.
And so he said basically that yes, someone should be, that is the richest person, should be working on climate change. And that only makes sense because that's what Elon's doing. However, the merger is also a good fit for ArcLight Clean Transition Corporation's main goal, according to Jake Erhard, president and CEO of director of ArcLight. We launched ArcLight Clean Transition with a clear goal of identifying and partnering with mission-driven companies with differentiated technology, compelling growth, opportunities, proven ability, and execute, Erhard said. Now we're going to take that a step further, and I'm going to really talk about somebody who is going to have a major impact really on both of these companies. So stay tuned. The amazing woman that I'm going to be talking about is Audrey Lee, and really she brings a massive background in clean energy and really just the green movement. So what I'm going to do is provide you an article really of just some amazing information of her background, and really this comes from when she joined Sunrun. So this is, back in 2011, and she had already accomplished so much. So we're going to dive in. So it says, we are thrilled to have Audrey Lee lead Sunrun's effort to modernize Americans' utility grid with our growing solar and storage resources. Basically, it continues on and says, Lee recently served as Vice President of Analytics and Design with Advanced Microgrid Solutions, where she was the first company hired in 2014. Since then, she built and led teams consisting of product managers, analysts, software developers, data scientists, and engineers. Additionally, she led pre-sale analytics, product management, and engineering to negotiate and achieve $18 million in Series A corporate fundraising, as well as a $200 million project finance raise, the largest dedicated energy storage finance vehicle in history. So she's already making history. Prior to Advanced Microgrid Solutions, Dr. Lee also worked with the U.S. Department of Energy and California Public Utilities Commission and Massachusetts Department of Energy Resources, developing regulatory structures to promote energy innovation. For the last 10 years, Sunrun has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to rooftop solar by continually innovating and leading the industry to lower costs and increase accessibility to homeowners across the country. Dr. Lee said, I look forward to working at Sunrun to further the mission of creating the planet run by the sun by working with utilities to harness the power of distributed energy resources and meeting our grid's energy needs. So she absolute monster when you're talking about this sector. And then this is where it gets absolutely amazing, because she ended up getting to ArcLight, and she's a big time supporter of this entire thing. So Audrey Lee, previously with Sunrun, so now she has moved past, and currently the co-chair of clean energy for Biden, is now the director of the board of ArcLight Clean Transition Corporation, a $250 million SPAC focused on the opportunities in a transition towards sustainable use of energy and natural resources. So, as you guys can see, this has some major support. Obviously, it's backed by Chamath, one of the leaders in SPACs. He's been very successful in choosing the SPAC route. You have one of the most innovative, up and coming, tied with Biden, really informing, a ton of information when it comes to clean energy to the Biden administration. She works for ArcLight and is going to be working with Proterra. So, obviously getting them to the market and moving them forward. I think that this is a monster. I really do. I like everything about ArcLight, and I think moving forward, this is something that if you're not necessarily interested in this, at least add it to your watch list for this reason. Now we've come to my favorite part of any video, and that's chart breaking down time. So let's swing on over here and check out ArcLight Transition Corporation, ticker symbol ACTC. So it was actually, this is Friday. So it opened at $26.60. It got as high as $28.40. Its low was $26.06. Volume was 7.444 million. Current market cap is $915.1 million. 52-week high is $28.40. 52-week low is $9.74. Average volume 2.953 million. Its one-day chart closed Friday at $26.38. That was up 4.52%. And then it continued up in the after hours, completely wrapping out the week at $26.89, and that was additional up at 1.93%. So like I said, this is the 1-day chart, and really you guys can see this is an up down type of day. Really, I mean, that's kind of just how Friday was. But the biggest thing I want to focus on, guys, is that the more and more clean energy is talked about, the more and more we get a push from the Biden administration on clean energy. And, the more and more that, Audrey Lee is in the ear of Joe Biden, I think that there's a good chance that ArcLight will have some success. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you add this to your watch list, keep an eye on it, and really just see what it's all about. I do want to remind you guys, I am not a financial advisor, and anything I say in this video is for pure entertainment purposes only. And that's exactly what I'm here to do, is entertain. And you guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, have a good day.